Hello, my name is Colleen Joyce and I am a senior here at Providence College, soon to be graduating actually, and I am a political science major with minors in English and women's and gender studies. My campus involvement includes I am the head of news at PCTV, I am a former head copy editor at the Cowl, I do the co-chair position on our senior week core, which is coming up very soon. And I am also an intern at the Women's and Gender Studies program, which has been such a treat. I love working there so much. So it's just a little insider scoop about me. Yeah. So as head of news for PCTV, it was quite the process to rebuild a little bit. We sort of had a news section. We didn't for a little bit, but I hopped on junior year and sort of attempted to kickstart the news section again. It was a bit challenging just because between COVID and just a lot of moving parts, sort of getting people concretely interested in the news section was challenging. Usually when people think of film and video production and creative aspects of what PCTV might entail, news isn't necessarily always included in that, but I do think that there's something super unique and super interesting about having a news segment and a news section in PCTV because it really does capture sort of what the students are thinking and doing. One thing I love about being head of news is that we've been able to incorporate man-on-the-street videos once again, and I think those are super awesome, not only for viewership and to get people interested in what we're doing, but also because it really does give the students an opportunity to share some of their thoughts and opinions, you know what I mean? Some people are not always inclined to be in the videos, but that's okay, because people who are super excited to be in them are super excited and they love to answer questions. We ask some silly questions, but also some not so silly questions. One of my favorites was the "Who is a woman who inspires you?" And no, I'm not biased because I did the interviews for that video, but I do think that they were super interesting just because it's fascinating to hear a lot of students on campus have these women who are inspiring that are not only just women in their lives, but women who exist on the Providence College campus. We had a lot of answers that included women professors, women counselors, and people of that sort that sort of everyone at PC can get to know, which I think is super interesting, and I'm grateful that we have a news section and that I'm leaving it in very good hands with Izzy next year. So definitely I've been enjoying my time here as head of news, and I'm sad to see saying goodbye to it. So this is actually really funny, I guess, maybe to me, but not to other people, but I have like no interest in going into media after graduation. I'm attending law school in the fall, which I've had a lot of people ask sort of why I would join clubs like PCTV or the Cowl or WDLM. Christina and I had a radio show together for a brief moment in time. And the answer to that is twofold. So the first part is that I need a creative outlet. I like to think of myself as a relatively creative person who has this serious side, who's interested in the legal aspect of my career and going to law school and doing all of these super, what we consider professional things. But I do think that there's a beauty and an excitement that comes sort of with creativity, and I've always had that creative outlet. I was a theater kid in high school. I did media production in high school as well. Shout out to Mr. Andreessen, who helped me fall in love with media. So when I came to PC, I was kind of like, I don't really want to do anything with media. It's not what I'm going into, and I had this silly little notion that college was just strictly for professional stuff. Like, you know, you're taking these classes that are important to what your future is going to look like, and I've always been very, I know what I want to do in the future, I know how I'm going to get there. So media didn't necessarily have a part in that aspect of my life. Took some convincing and Christina forcing me out of bed. And then freshman year I joined PCTV as well. I think it was in about October, maybe November. And I started to fall back in love with media and sort of understand it as that creative outlet, as I mentioned before. And I think that's super important. Secondly, my future career, I'm hoping to give women a voice. I'm hoping to work with domestic violence survivors and survivors of human trafficking and things of that sort. So, as Christina put it very nicely before, I think also working in media and working in that line of legal profession is that it gives people a voice. And I am hoping to give these survivors a voice, but in turn I also, in my time right now and right here, are hoping to give a voice to students on campus, and that's done through media. That's done through student-run publications. As I said before, I'm also involved with the Cowl, so it's been a pleasure to sort of get to know the campus via the eyes of the students, because, I mean, you can go on PC's website, you can see sort of pictures of students, and you can get very filtered quotes and things like that that sort of describe what PC is, but to its core, PC isn't students, and I think that it's really incredible that we get to have that chance and that opportunity to work with students and give them a voice, and I think it's just a really nice way to prepare me, but also to enjoy giving people that voice, and also in the future, hopefully giving people a voice as well. As you can tell, I just really like giving people a voice and letting people say things, obviously, if you couldn't tell. So in 10 years, like I said, I'm kind of sort of one of those people who has like every single aspect of my life planned out until like the day I die, probably. In 10 years, I will be done with law school, and I will hopefully be working with women who are survivors of domestic violence and human trafficking and things, terrible, terrible crimes of that sort. And I hope that I am able to help them find their strength, because they are so strong and so incredible, and I'm hoping that through my help they will be able to seek justice and get to do that. And I'd like to thank the WGS program for sort of kickstarting that interest for me. I took a class last semester called Violence Against Women, and it just completely solidified that this is the work that I want to do, and this is the work that's important to me. So often as women, we are not respected or treated in the way that we should be, and WGS has given me the tools now to sort of fight back against that. I hope to fight back against that through my work in my legal career, and I'm very sad that it's a career that has to exist, but I'm excited that I get to hopefully take part in it and ensure that women are getting to be treated the way which women should be treated, and help those who have not been find a sense of peace and security and justice for themselves throughout probably one of the most vulnerable times that they will ever have. In the next 50 years of women, and then some, because women will exist on this campus forever and ever and ever, I hope that women continue to take on leadership roles, and I hope that women continue to be pioneers in the places that they are able to be and should be everywhere. For example, I think about us in this club and how we have been able to go from having a super male-heavy exec to a female-heavy exec, which is kind of exciting, and it offers new perspectives and new ideas and opinions, and I think it's really awesome to see women have leadership. In regard to our 50 Years of Women videos, it was so easy to find women to film because so many women have these leadership roles and are so cool and so awesome and just are change makers for women today, every day. So that's super exciting. And I just, in general, hope to see that women on this campus feel heard, feel safe, and feel seen. I feel like so often, especially in some of the classes I've taken on campus, it can be very challenging to be a woman and have opinions in classrooms, on campus, and things of that sort. And I hope that in 50 years, or even next year, I hope too, that women are able to create space for themselves and have that space to feel comfortable in sharing their opinions, because they're probably super cool. Actually, I know that they're super cool. So I just hope to see PC as a campus evolve and change to sort of accept non-normative men, include women, include every single group of people who have not been accepted before. So I hope that we see that very soon, but at least in the next 50 years. Just like Christina, I had a really hard time picking just one woman who inspires me, because I have quite the array of women who do. But I think I want to focus most on my family, my mom, my grandma, all my aunts, my cousins. We are just a powerhouse of cool women, if I do say so myself, and all of us are up to just such incredible and amazing things. It is a very difficult task to live up to how awesome my family is, particularly the women. All of them just have these really unique and awesome stories and backgrounds, and like they're the coolest women ever. How could I not look up to them? And also my cousins, who I'm very close to, I love them like, wholeheartedly. soul, and every day they wake up and every day they inspire me to be better. I love how incredibly honest and hilarious my cousin Lauren is. She is just like the ideal woman in terms of like, she's just the coolest ever, and she's so funny, and I would die for her probably. Jenna, who sort of took corporate America and shook it up. She is one of the younger women who work at her company, and she's so cool for that, and I think that's so exciting. And Miss Emily, who is just a little freshman finishing up her first year, and yet she continues to do incredible and amazing things on her campus, empowers women every day through her sorority, and I just think that she's so cool. And the way that they became cool was because they were raised by my super cool aunts. My Aunt Jean Marie, my Aunt Kim, my Aunt Barbara, all super awesome women, love, and of course a soft spot for my mom, my grandma, who have just totally pushed me to be who I am today and allow me to sort of pursue these passions that I have, and I'm so thankful for them, and also they inspire me. So that is a very long-winded answer to just say my family and the women in it are super cool. Personally, I am not the wisest person in the entire world. However, I do think that there are some wise women who have come before me that I try to embody in my everyday life. Ruth Bader Ginsburg has this really nice quote. I'm not going to say it perfectly, and I'm not going to quote it exactly right, but you'll understand what it means. Basically, it's something along the lines of like, fight for the things you care about and do it in a way that will encourage others to join you, something like that. I think that really sums up my experience as a student at PC. I have a lot of things I care about and a lot of things I fight for to the best of my abilities, and I hope that I have led others to sort of do the same. And with that being said, I encourage young women and young people in general, but particularly young women, to be unafraid and unapologetic for anything that they have to say, because it matters and it's important. And do not let anyone tell you otherwise, because you are strong, you are incredibly important, and your opinion matters, even if you feel like it doesn't. It's super incredible to see women have such strong personalities and strong opinions and things like that, and don't let anyone dull your opinions or your sparkle. As cheesy as it sounds, I think it's super important, especially when you're first coming to college and you're in this like new setting and you're just like, I don't know what to do. Do you. Be you, and don't be afraid to be you, and be proud of yourself for it.